I'm going to go over a trade that I took and then recap ARM. First up is Mara. We ended the day at $8.24, up a whopping 22.44%. Congratulations if you've made some money off of this ticker. This is where we ended right here to the north side, takes us back to one level of resistance and a potential take profit area at roughly $8.36. Above that at 3 standard deviations and another level of resistance and a potential take profit area, $8.91. And don't hold your breath for price to get to this level on Monday, but perhaps down the road again. $9.42. And if we get to this level because of a wick, you can expect a rollover. But a rollover is already happening according to the RSI. Now, below where we are is right there, the middle of the trend and the baseline, the median, one level of support, a potential buy-in area, as well as a potential stop loss area. Oops. There are many levels of support and resistance in between -2 and 2, which is typically where I track. All right, now to the south side of this, down at -2, I have to move all this stuff out of the way. Right here, $6.30. That is another level of support, potential buy-in area, as well as a potential stop loss area. And then below that at -3 standard deviations, 580 and -4, which we will not get to on Monday, but perhaps down the road. That's $5.28. This is the 5-minute. You'll have to flip it over to the 4-hour time frame, the daily, weekly, monthly, whatever, to get your different buy and sell signals. Now, this is also a support area. We have a gap looking left. This carries over because it has not filled, and all that's going to do is roll over. If you like to go short, right here, 675, and obviously it can go lower, but if we do hit this spot, or even this spot, I will anticipate a bounce off that because that will turn into resistance as well as this. And again, there's a gap here to the north side, closed right there. Okay, that took us to 827. Congrats if you went long. All right, and then it started to roll over right here. But notice the bounce off of that. We just went sideways for a little bit and then boom, down to, this is a clear support line. This is a clear buy signal. Yes, we could roll over some more and hit this line and hit this line, in which case that is actually what happened in my situation when I traded this. And I'll tell you about that in a second. But just looking left here, I was going to sell. I was waiting for, I do own some at 917 as well. That's my buy order, my buy line. Let me delete that because obviously we are far out from it. Okay. Oops. Command Z if you want to undo a mistake. Now, what happened is I bought in when this read -2 standard deviations, and the calculations on the linear reformatted because it does it automatically for you. And then it dropped even more, and I bought some more. And then it dropped to here as the new -2 SD. So what happens on a clear buy-in? Boom, we ran up. This turned into resistance. So obviously we went up, as I mentioned, 22%. I only captured a 9.67% run because I do my buy orders typically the night before. I check the charts, and then if I'm able to, I set an alarm. So when it crossed $7.76, I wanted to be alerted to this, but I can't remember if I saw it. And then I changed, my sell order. Actually, now that I think about it, I did not. This was 827, so all I did is I knew that eventually this will close. I rolled the dice and I said I want 1 penny above that price. And then what happened? It actually ended 1 penny above that, which was $8.39. I sold out at 828 looking at the charts the night before. Thursday because I sold on Friday, February the 6th. All right, the next one I want to go over is ARM. This is a look at ARM on the 5-minute time frame. I already just went through this, but now I'm going to recap. Oops, what happened? That is not the right color. I like to color code everything. All right, so in 2026, my color for the price label is blue. If you see yellow, that's 2024, purple is 2025. And the white line, which I'll show you later, is just price targets from analysts. Okay, here are your price targets for Monday to the north side. 127.64, oops, potential buy-in area. 130.46, not buy-in, I'm sorry, that's resistance, your take profit sell zone, as well as 133.18. Now, the middle of the trend, when I looked at this on Thursday night for Friday, this is where we are. The middle of the trend has gone up. We've gone a leg up. Okay, this is going to be support. I anticipate a bounce off of that, or we could go sideways and consolidate. But here's your long-term short right here. All right, clear buy and signal. Clear buy signal. Well, it started here, and unfortunately, it created some more. And then if you bought this, congrats. I never get the wicks. I always put in an order, like at -3, -4 standard deviations, and I let the wick get me in. All right, so we bounced off of this support on the way down. It turns into support. We rode this line. All price action has to slice through the middle of the trend to get to the north side or to the south side. And then here we are basing, and then we fell through. Now, we made an 11% return here, 11.56 from here, basically down here to here. So congrats. Let's take a look at this very quickly on the daily. If you like to go short right here, I don't know, it's going to take a long time to get here. Well, actually, it could touch in June, the summer, maybe, all the way in the outliers. Okay. Don't hold your breath, though. And Trader Murat and I were looking at this when price was at 179. So look at this. So then, I know I got to move this out of the way. Oh, this gap, let's clean it up. This closed up to 163.75. Oh, well, that was where it closed. Wait, 163.13 is what I have. So close enough. All right, and then that was the bottom where it started. Delete, delete. What is this? Oh, I guess that closed. I draw this on the 5, so I should be cleaning it up on the 5. Otherwise, oh, I also tracked it at 136 previously. So we went up, down, hit this resistance, didn't close this out, but this was the price target. Oh, look at that, right on the cue with the wick, 158.21. What is the price target now? We are looking at $149.58, up a whopping 20.93% from where we are. But it's going to be a battle to get there because we have this to worry about. Let's take a look at the RSI only. Turning up, so we're looking good there. The weekly, turning up as well. And the monthly. Oh, turning up finally as well. Right there. Now, on Monday, I'm going to anticipate a pullback because, oops, let's go to the 5. Caption R, oops, R. Because we are up 11 point something percent, almost 12, there is going to definitely be a pullback for possibly another leg up. But in the bigger picture, obviously the analysts say it's going to just go up from here. And then Amazon I just did, so I don't want to do that again. What is this one? Let's check out Ilmn, medical specialist. I have not looked at this one ever, I believe. Oops, option R. Right. This is, excuse me, this is ILMN on the 5. So while I'm here, why don't I just go ahead and chart it. 119.72. Oops. All right. If you don't like to look at the gaps, especially on a tiny, tiny like penny stock or something that is a smaller ticker, if you don't want to see the gaps and cuts out all the noise of the tickers, then switch it over. And this should be in green. Oops, wrong color. Oh, that's the blue. I need green. I need this green to make my life in balance. Okay, there we go. 133.06 to the north side. Let's move that out. And that starts right about there. Okay, 119.72, resistance, very close to where we are. Okay, we can go sideways, chop sideways, or just follow this line down. And then 128.39, 131.52, 135.13. Here's one potential buy-in area, 113.96 for a pullback, 110.55, and down the road, 106.81. All right, that does it for me. That is a look at Mara. What was that? Mara, ARM again, and ILMN on the 5-minute time frame. Have a great trading week.